Tonight, the terrifying moments when this Mexican Navy tall ship carrying nearly 300 people slammed into the Brooklyn Bridge, killing 2 crew members and injuring more than a dozen.
We're about to watch it crash into the Brooklyn Bridge.
Dramatic videos from land capturing the moment it happened at about 8:20 Saturday night.
The captain that was maneuvering the ship lost, power of the ship.
You can see it traveling backwards when the masts hit the bridge, one after another. Onlookers watching in disbelief.
We thought it was maybe going to go under the Brooklyn Bridge at like the highest point, so it would avoid striking the mast, but then we noticed it was going backwards.
And it kept coming and coming and coming. And I just remember thinking, wow, this is so odd, like it's getting too close. And then it crashed.
First responders rushing to the scene to aid the injured. Luckily, officials say no one fell into the water. Officials say there was no major damage to the bridge.
This is a tough bridge. It was overbuilt from the very beginning, and it's withstood an awful lot.
We are just feet away from the ship, and at the top, you can see those snapped masts that hit the underside of the Brooklyn Bridge. Up there right now, you can also see people in harnesses. NTSB investigators among those now on the scene.
What the NTSB is going to do is treat this exactly like they would an air accident. They're going to take a look at everything.
This crash brings back memories of March 2024, when a cargo ship slammed into the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore after it lost power, causing a catastrophic collapse. 6 construction workers were killed. This ship arrived in New York just last week for a goodwill tour, and officials say it was headed to Iceland when it crashed, and now investigators are trying to figure out exactly how this could have happened. Lindsay?
Rhiannon, thank you. Tonight, the FBI is identifying the suspect they say is behind the explosion at a fertility clinic in Palm Springs, California. They believe 25-year-old Guy Edward Bartkus was killed in the blast. And tonight, what authorities are saying about a possible motive. ABC's Jacqueline Lee reports from Palm Springs.
Tonight, the FBI revealing who they suspect was behind the car explosion, seen here rocking a Palm Springs fertility clinic.
We are fairly confident that that subject is Guy Edward Bartkus, 25-year-old, and this was a targeted attack against the IVF facility.
The blast collapsing buildings, blowing out windows, killing the suspect and injuring 4 others. Authorities saying it was an act of terrorism and calling Bartkus nihilistic.
We were able to save all of the embryos at this facility. Good guys 1, bad guys 0.
In writings reviewed by ABC News, Bartkus believed the world should not be populated. The U.S. Attorney in Los Angeles describing the writings as a, quote, anti-pro-life manifesto.
Is that part of the investigation and a possible planned attack?
We are looking through that. We are tracking a possible manifesto out there, and it's part of our ongoing investigation.
Nima Tabrizi was nearby and saw the blast.
Our initial reaction was, wait a minute, this isn't normal. Definitely sounded like a sonic boom. Even my girlfriend didn't believe me at first, and I was like, that's a human body part.
The car explosion crumbling parts of this fertility clinic.
This debris field spans more than 250 yards in all directions. And the contents of the building is spread over all 5 lanes of traffic.
The American Reproductive Center writing in a statement, we are immensely grateful to share that no members of the ARC team were harmed. Authorities finding the suspect's body near the charred car on scene.
Lindsay, authorities confirmed the suspect tried to live stream the explosion. Officials executed a search warrant at his home in the city of 29 Palms. And of course, the investigation is ongoing. Lindsay.
Jacqueline, thank you. Now to the devastation in parts of the Midwest and South with more severe weather on the way. Entire city blocks in St. Louis now reduced to rubble. At least 5 people are confirmed dead in the city. And the death toll across the worst hit states has risen to at least 28. ABC's Alex Stone reports tonight from London, Kentucky.
Tonight, the frightening image. This deadly twister tearing through southeast Kentucky. You can hear the roar of the wind and see the flashes of light in Laurel County on Friday night. Part of a multi-state severe weather outbreak claiming over 24 lives. Tornadoes reported in at least 6 states, this one in southeast Missouri. Back in Laurel County, Kentucky tonight, cleanup is underway as those injured by the tornado are returning to see what's left.
About where the Tahoe sat now was a kitchen,
David Farler, his wife, daughter, and 4 grandchildren hid in closets in the home he built by hand, which looked like this before the tornado hit. Incredibly, his home lifted off the ground with the family inside and was carried across the street.
I was thinking, when is this going to stop? It felt like it went on forever. My wife said she was floating around.
Buried under debris, including granite countertops, the entire family made it out alive with only minor injuries, able to dig themselves out. David took me back to see what remains of the home.
You thought it was the end?
I thought it was the end. I've never come that close to death before in my life.
At least 19 people killed in this state, 17 in the county alone.
Each a child of God, missed by their family.